You're welcome back to class. I remain your arithmetic teacher. So, still in our journey of trigonometry, in the previous class, we saw how to find missing angles using inverse trigonometry. While today, we'll be looking at word problems leading to trigonometry. So, you can see we are gradually building up. Now, before we go into the word problem, I'd like you to take note of this trigonometric table of special angles. The special angles 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. And those are their values for sine theta, cos theta, and tan theta. So I like us to solve this quickly before we go into the word problem. So this is more like a combination of two different right angles. So let's see. To start with the first one, this is number 1. This is number 2. So to start with number 1, the first thing I used to tell students is divide the triangles into two different right angle triangles. So in this very first question, this is the dividing line. So this is triangle 1 and or let me say A. This is triangle A, this is triangle B. So you draw both of them separately. So to draw it, the triangle A will look like this, right? So this is X and this is 60 degrees, while this is 2. Then the other triangle will look like this. This is triangle B. So this is 30. This is your right angle. And this is Y. So you can come over again, you see it. So this is the common side, this very altitude. That is the vertical height here. Is a common term, which is, it means here is certainly going to be the same thing as here. So now looking at both triangles A and B, identify the sides. So if here is your right angle, automatically here is your hypotenuse. If here is your angle of interest, automatically here is your opposite, then here is adjacent. The same thing here because of this. So here is hypotenuse, here will be your adjacent, then here is your opposite. You know, I said opposites, so you can see that they are having the same value. So now to solve properly, you are looking for x. So in this first triangle, you are looking for hypotenuse. In this second triangle, you are looking for y, which is still hypotenuse. So hypotenuse of both. So first, in this triangle, you can get your hypotenuse. Or let me say, the first step is to, next step rather, is to check which of the triangles has more information that you can solve. You see in this second triangle, what you have is just 30 degrees here. So you can't solve. Then in this case, you have 60 degrees and you also have the adjacent given. So you can get the hypotenuse. So I can come over here using, I can come over here, yes, using the second, using the first triangle. So using triangle A, I can get my what? My x. So to find x, since I know my adjacent and the angle of interest, what is the trigonometric ratio to use when you have adjacent and you are looking for hypotenuse? Exactly, cos, that is correct. So we are using cos, the angle, which is 60, is equal to, what is the ratio? Adjacent over hypotenuse. So adjacent is 2, hypotenuse is not known. So the value is x as it is given. So when you go back to that table I asked you to check, if you go back to it, you discover that the value for cos 60 is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 will be equal to 2 over x. So you cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you have x equal to 4. So it means the value for your hypotenuse is 4. Then, from the triangle, when you look at it, you can see that for me to be able to find y in this second triangle, I still need to know one side, right? So since the opposite here is the same as the opposite here, so I can still use this triangle A to find my opposite. When we do that, it's as equal as we found the opposite for triangle B. So coming back here, we'll just to find opposites. So we have to use what? Sine angle now. So sine 60 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So we don't know the opposite. Let me just call it this. And the hypotenuse is this one that we just found now. So we are still considering the triangle A. So checking back again, you discover that the value for sine 60 from that table I gave you is root 3 over 2. So root 3 over 2 equal to opposite all over 4. Then you cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you'll be having 2 times opposite equal to 4 times root 3. So coming here, you have 2 times opposite equal to 4 times root 3. So you can just write it as 4 root 3. So we are looking for opposite. We divide both sides by 2. So 2 cancel 2. So our opposite is going to be, so 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So our opposite is 2 root 3. So now having gotten our opposite, which is 2 root 3, we can now find the value of this y. So it means this place is 2 root 3, right? So it means opposite is known. We are looking for hypotenuse and the angle is 30. So automatically we are using sine 30. So you could just come over here and say sine 30 is equal to opposite. And the opposite is what we just found now, which is 2 root 3 over hypotenuse is y. Now, checking back on that table I give you, sine 30 is 1 over 2 equal to 2 root 3 over y. So you cross multiply. When you cross multiply, y will be equal to, so in this case, the 2 will multiply 2, you will have 4. Then your root 3 will just come down here. So this is how to multiply it. If it is difficult for you, you can just use decimal. Use your calculator. The value it give you, you put it down. I remember I taught you how to use a calculator in our third lesson. So this is how to solve for the first question. Then the second question, good, which is question 2 here. The same thing, you divide it into 2. So this is the dividing line. This is going to be your triangle A. This will be your triangle B. So in this case, everything you need to find is in triangle B, right? Though this x is also related to triangle A. So you can find it from triangle A, like that. So we're looking for x and y. So over here, you redraw. Your first triangle would be something like this. The right angle is here. This is root 3. This is x. And here is 45. Then the second triangle is something like this. So here is your right angle. Here is 60. Here is also x. Then here is y. So I'm looking for x and y. So to identify the sides, this is hypotenuse here, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. I'm just going over it because we've done this severally, so you should be able to identify. This is also hypotenuse, this is opposite, and this is adjacent. So to start with A, before we come to B. So let's start with A. So in A, we can find X since we know this side and we know the angle. So since this side is opposite and the angle is 45, we could just use sine 45 is equal to, what is the opposite? Is here, √3. Then the hypotenuse is X. So you basically have √3 all over X. √3 all over X. So since you're having √3 over X, what is the value um for sine 45? So I gave you from the table is 1 over √2 equal to √3 all over X. So when you cross multiply, this is going to be X equals, what is √3 times √2? So you just times what is inside the bracket. 2 times 3 is 6. Then you bring down your root. So it means X is √6. So automatically it means this place is also √6 since they are the same. X is the same as this. So here is also √6. Then now you can find your Y using triangle B. So hypotenuse is known and you are looking for adjacent. You have your angle. So the trigonometric to use is cos. So you come over here, your cos 60 is equal to, the adjacent is Y, the hypotenuse is √6. So you'll be having Y over √6. Now, what is the value for cos? Cos 60. Cos 60 is given by 1 over 2 from the table equal to Y over √6. Again, you cross multiply. 2 times Y will give you 2Y equals to √6. So when you divide both sides by 2, your Y will be equal to what? √6 all over 2. So this is the value for Y, √6 all over 2. So this is how to solve your trigonometry when you have two right angles given. Just split it into two. The one that has more information, you solve it first before you solve the other one. So now going into word problem proper, our first example here is a ladder rests against a wall. If the foot of the ladder is 4 meters from the wall and the ladder is 7 meters long, A, find the angle that the ladder makes with the ground, and B, find the value of the third side. So in this case, like I used to always say, you can check one of my videos, how to solve word problems. You have to break down the problems one after the other, understand the terms. So here you have ladder, right? You have wall. Those are more like the keywords, right? So you should take note of any wall you have, there must be a horizontal ground, right? There must be a horizontal ground. So the first thing to do is to do your diagram. So you must have a horizontal ground. Everything is on a plane, it's on a horizontal ground, right? So the wall itself, which is this is the wall, is resting on the ground. So this is wall, and this is ground. So this is the top of the wall here, the top of the wall, and that is ground, right? So they said if the foot of the ladder is 4 meters, so coming back here, the foot of the ladder, so the ladder definitely is leaning on the wall and is resting on the ground. So it means here is going to be your ladder is going to be from the top of the wall down to what? down to the foot of the ground. So coming back here, it says, if the foot of the ladder is 4 meters from the wall, the foot of the ladder 4 meters from the wall, foot of the ladder 4 meters from the wall. So this is your ladder, and this is the foot of the ladder. And they say it's 4 meters from the wall. Of course, it's going to be from the foot of the wall. So this is foot of the wall, while this is foot of the ladder. So it means from this point to this point is 4 meters. I hope you're following gradually. Then they said, and the ladder is 7 meters long. So the length of the ladder is 7 meters. And this is the ladder. The ladder is leaning on the top of the wall down towards the foot of the ground. So here is 7 meters. Finish. You finish your diagram. Question A now says, find the angle that the ladder makes with the ground and find the value of the third side. So this is going to be the third side. This third side is going to be what? The length of the wall is the third side. So you can just call it X. So you can see that instead of just giving you this diagram, it's simple. Now, question A says, find the angle that the ladder makes with the ground. Now, this is the ladder. This is the ladder. This is the ground. So this is the angle the ladder makes with the ground, theta. So instead of just giving you this diagram, we now put it in word problem, statement form. You will now translate it to this. So I believe from this, solving is not going to be challenging to you. Definitely this will be a right angle. Wherever vertical and horizontal line meet, a right angle is formed. So automatically, this is going to be your hypotenuse. This is going to be your opposite. And this is going to be your adjacent.